Yes, sir. So can you make it full screen, please?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you can just press F5 and that should do.
yeah. Yeah. Is it fine, madam?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. I know it's a wrong time to give a long lecture on probiotics at the end of the day. However, it's my duty to present today and then share a little on the probiotics, its issues and problems. Yeah. Now, probiotic, I'm sure that you all heard of this word. Moving. Just a minute, madam. I'm having some issues.
No problem, sir. Take your time.
Yeah. Is it okay, madam?
Yes, sir. It's okay.
Yeah. So today, sorry for the delays. Yeah. Today, my presentation is on probiotic food industrial manufacture and health benefit. And deviating a little, I'll talk about the health benefit first and then go into the industrial production part. Now, microorganisms are associated with human beings right from their birth, or a little before the birth itself. Now, when we say when it is right from the birth, what do we actually mean? Now, in the present day generation, we find that there are two types of deliveries, that is a normal delivery and a cesarean delivery. What happens to a microbial population during normal delivery and what happens to the microbial population of a cesarean delivery for a young infant just to be born or just getting born? Now, in a normal delivery, through the vaginal region, when the baby is coming out, it is actually exposed to the lactobacillus, a normal interaction of the gut microbiota, and it allows the normal immune system of a human being or a just born baby to be developed. Now, this includes a product-specific cytokinin for proper immune development. This is normally given by the mother. Whereas in a cesarean delivery system, the first introduction to a baby of a microorganism is the skin flora. The skin flora normally contains Staphylococcus. This leads to an abnormal microbial interaction, which ultimately leads to a disrupted intestinal microbial colonization. And then the same connected with this, Normally, in a cesarean delivery, there is always an associated delay in lactation, lack of breast milk support, and this lack of breast milk support develops a totally different type of a gut microbiota, which increases a lot of autotrophic diseases, asthmatic regions, and celiac diseases in a human being. Now, if you look into a human intestine, you'll find that the human intestine has a huge number of microorganisms. As we go through a gastrointestinal tract, stomach contains a little less microorganisms because of its very acidic nature. There are very few organisms which can survive a pH of around 2.5. And then we also have the duodenum and the jejunum, where the microbial population increases a little. By the time it reaches to ileum, we have a full-fledged microorganism, and colon is the one which has the highest amount of microorganisms in our system. And the microorganisms may even reach to a level of 10 to the power 12, which is quite difficult to be produced in a normal laboratory setup. We really struggle to get a cell load of 10 to the power 12 in a laboratory setup. How many and how dense are the microbial ecosystem in our GI tract? Now, if you look into a GI tract, a host without a microorganism is not a biotic host. We get a number of organisms, C. elegans, rats, which do not contain any microorganism. These are lab-bred organisms, very difficult to manage and very difficult to maintain, but then these are required for experiments and they are specially bred and looked after. We can get these organisms, we can put a particular type of a microorganism into their gut and see what happens if with that particular type of a microorganism to the whole system. The role of the metabolism, immune maturation, vitamin K production, B production, everything is because of the microorganism. In humans, a normal human being, around 1 to 2 kg of the body weight is because of the microorganism that is present in the system. In fact, there are more than 1,000 species of microorganisms present. This is 10 times more than the number of cells that is present in a human body. That means to say, if you look into a whole human being, that is you yourself, please remember, there are no more number of microorganisms in your body than the number of cells that you have in your whole body. Now, if you look into the whole microbiota that is present in our system, we can classify them as a harmful or pathogenic organism and the health promoting organism. Some of them are borderlines. That's why we have mapped it both in red and blue. If you look into the pathogenic organism, which includes the toxin production organism, then the carcinogenic organism, and intestinal putrefaction organisms. Whereas the growth promoting organism normally are the inhibiting organisms of the other harmful bacterium. And some of these enterococci forms are within that system. Lactobacillus, Staphylococcus or Staphylococci is one organism which is a growth promoting organism. All these organisms aids in digestion and in absorption of food and ingredients and in the synthesis of vitamins. Now, the composition of a normal human microbiota, human fecal microbiota, if you look into it, you'll find that the gut dysbiosis is because of the pathogenic organism. You can actually balance the gut dysbiosis through a probiotic or a commensal organism and yeast instead of a pathogenic organism. This is in your hand. What you eat determines what is the type of organism in your stomach. And what is the type of organism in your stomach determines whether you are healthy or you are not healthy. You can actually control all this within yourself. And that's the reason why they say that you need to know what you're eating. The day you know what you're eating, you know how to take care of yourself. Okay. What is a gut microbiota and how does the probiotic actually help? A probiotic actually increases the gut permeability